Membership websites have become really popular over the last couple of years, and WordPress is a very popular platform for having membership sites, partly because it has a number of very good plugins that give you the functionality you need. Now, in this particular video, I want to look at free membership websites and something called role management. And you'll see in a moment that those are really one and the same thing in a sense. And then in a separate video, I'll deal with paid membership websites. I mean, the real difference here is that for a free site, all you really need is a role management plugin. Whereas for a paid site, you need a much more sophisticated one that handles payment gateways and all of that sort of thing. So let's take a look at free memberships. What do we mean by free membership? Well, it's really just somebody signing up to be part of the website, but they don't pay a fee or anything like that. What you want to look for in plugins along this line is the ease of restricting content at a fine-grained level. What do I mean by fine-grained? Well, I literally want to be able to take a portion of a post or a page and make it visible to the public. So they call them a teaser section. So for example, you've got the opening paragraph, gets people interested, and then it says, to see the rest of this material, please join our site. Again, that's for free, but you do need to be a member. So you want to be able to insert codes or whatever it takes. Sometimes they use the more function in the text editor. However it's done, the plugin needs to be able to be very fine-grained that way. Or make it easy, for example, to restrict entire categories of material to members. However you want to do it, look for that as a function. Ease of setting up login and registration forms. Does it create widgets for you that you simply drop in and people can sign up for the site? Make it very, very simple. And the ability to add custom roles. This is where we really get into role management. Role management plugins basically allow you to alter or add to the WordPress user structure. Administrators, editors, authors, contributors, and subscribers. Those are the 5 that come with WordPress. And you want to be able to manipulate those existing ones or create ones of your own. And I'll give you a quick example. This was from a site that I was doing for an association. So they already have their members. They don't need to collect money from them. They just want to restrict access for the members. So really what you're doing is saying they're going to become one of the user roles. Those members are going to become one of the user roles in WordPress. But the user roles in WordPress weren't exactly what we needed. For example, authors can edit their own posts and delete them or whatever. We needed that functionality for the members, but we didn't want them to actually be able to publish new material. We still wanted to vet it first, have a look at it before it's published, review it. Now that's what a contributor level is in WordPress. So we needed an amalgam between those two, and I'll show you in a moment how we did it. A couple of plugins for this. Members is a good one, and Role Scoper, another good one. Now the difference between those two really is in the complexity of how they handle things. This is Members, that's the name of the plugin here. And one of the things I like about it is you choose which components you want. So maybe you don't need to be able to create new roles. You just want to be able to edit existing roles, for example. You don't need template tags, but you do need widgets, for instance. So you get to pick and choose how much you want. With Role Scoper, all of these things are already turned on. So whether you need them or not, they're there, which is fine in some respects, but it makes it a little more complicated for you to handle, or for the client for that matter. So these are the kinds of things you want to think about. Now let me show you how these roles work. And let's take a look at Administrator. Basically what it does is it reveals from the back end all the possible things you can do as an administrator, which is virtually everything, of course. So the other thing to keep in mind here is that it's roles not just in WordPress, but in any plugins that have been added. Look at this, I've got Next Gen Gallery set up here, so I've got the ability to say yes or no to capabilities within Next Gen Gallery. All right, Administrator is fairly obvious that you can do everything in there, but let's look at Author, for instance. So look at this. These are the only things authors can do. Now in the case that I was describing earlier where we didn't want authors to be able to publish new material, just edit existing material or submit material for review, all we had to do was uncheck Publish Posts, and suddenly they didn't have that ability anymore. They had all the other capabilities of an author, but not that. So instantly we sort of shaped the author role for exactly what we needed. Very, very simple, but hugely important to this organization. And we were able to accommodate it using these role management plugins. So hopefully that gives you some ideas of ways you could use this for your clients and be able to say to your client, here's what we can accommodate using WordPress. And then I'll take a look at paid membership plugins in another video.